Hello and welcome to the Intercontinental Group of Awesome, our Sunday fun. We are currently going to do a one-shot of Jen's game, Project Lycra. And I do apologize ahead of time if you hear a teenager scream because I'm in a temporary living arrangement before we move into our new home next week, this week coming up. So this should be the only time that we have to deal with this, but we are literally, he's right there. So doing the best I can. I apologize. I will aggressively mute myself, and luckily I'm not the GM, so you don't need to hear from me. We need to hear trains. No, so we're playing Project Lycra. What's that? It's a game that Jen has been developing. She and Paul started off working on it, and Jen's been the lead. Paul was kind of the wind beneath her wings for a little bit, and she's continued on and continued to refine and develop this. I think of it as grown-up masks with the feels, because that was the initial pitch that I think Paul bandied about, and I loved it. So we are going to give that a one shot. And I will just say that I'm playing Corporal Topaz because, see, I've learned from Alex. If I hand it to Jen, she's going to hand it back to me. So I'm playing Corporal Topaz, who is the playbook known as the Defender. Defender is kind of like a Captain America, Wonder Woman type, and Corporal Topaz definitely embodies that. Corporal is from the U.S. Marine Corps. He's still technically part of the Marines, but is a special military attachment kind of thing because he is a superhero, very obviously so. And he's part of a team with Alex's super. So Corporal Topaz's abilities are around being pretty tough, having a towering presence, and being able to kind of tell people what to do. So he's a little Captain America-y, although Wonder Woman can pull that off with aplomb as well. He's got this weird alien artifact that he calls a topaz, but really we don't know exactly what it is. It's embedded in his chest, and it gives him his weird cosmic-like powers. He does wear a pair of gauntlets and boots that help to control that power and give him the ability to utilize it in more refined ways, and it can occasionally amplify the power. All four of those are issued to him from the military and military development. So if he ever leaves service, they're probably going to ask for it back, and he might have to go all U.S. agent or something like that. Or I don't know. We'll figure that out. And it's a one shot, so probably not happening now. I am going to hush now and hand this off to Jen, who will be running the playtest.
Absolutely. We are going to be playing this session working in Crescent City. Think of it as an off-brand fictional New Orleans. So hot, humid, muggy weather, coastal, lots of moisture, big heavy storms and rain, lots of greenery. And now, Alex, tell us about your character.
I am Catherine Kerrigan, aka Magpie. She is the Avenger playbook, which is a Batman, Punisher, around that area of superheroes. She is ex-Special Forces, specifically kind of Black Ops, Wet Works, and she's ex because she went AWOL after deciding that her team was doing something that they shouldn't, and to stop them, she had to take them out to some degree of taking out. And now I'm assuming that Catherine Kerrigan is her assumed identity because, she's AWOL, and so she had to, and she lives with her son, who I think is kind of adopted, and is a teacher of art and gym, but at night uses her special ops skills and some fancy equipment from those days to fight crime and scare the hell out of them. And I think, and At first, she wasn't fighting crime, but after her son's grandparents died in a car crash caused by a getaway vehicle, she felt she needed to step in to protect the city and / punish.
Excellent. Well, sounds like we've got a couple of motivated heroes operating here. Let's see here. Done a good job of asking questions and a bad job of coming up with what sort of in media res fight I want to start y'all off with. Rich, what's a landmark that we should find?
Oh gosh,
in
well,
Crescent City?
a landmark in Crescent City, is it a big public thing or something semi-private?
Pick one that is adjacent to money or population.
Awesome. So, and I'm Crescent City, so not actual New Orleans City, and I'm changing it slightly. So we're gonna call this. Let's see. Yeah, we'll go with Jackson Square. So it's like Jackson Square. There's this big monument of Andrew Jackson, which is right near the Central Business District, and it's also near the kind of red light area, French Quarter. And if you like this, like perhaps there's a large protest going on for people who want to tear this particular statue down because of Andrew Jackson's previous involvements in, I would say, like, the relocation. Yeah, genocide. Yeah,
genocide. You can just call it what it is. It's cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Just a little light genocide. Just a little
light genocide. Yeah, and I think that would be an interesting thing that might be going on.
All right. So, Magpie, what sort of scuttlebutt or personal matter or etc. has brought you to Jackson Square today? As you know, it's a thronging protest. Things are peaceful right now, but they're active. There's lots of people with big painted signs. There are a couple of folks in costumes. There are a couple of folks kind of treating it like a barbecue. And of course, there's, cordoned off areas where the protesters are supposed to stay and a few places where they're not supposed to go. There are police suited up with the big shields and, the helmet's not their heaviest shit, but they're packing. They are presenting themselves. They are holding a line right now. And then, of course, you see there's a Confederate counter protest in favor of the Jackson statue. Because, of course, there is.
Of course, there is.
And it's smaller than the protest group, but not like diminishingly smaller. This isn't like, the occasional neo-Nazi rally in, Detroit, where everybody comes out because they want to bash some fash.
I think I've come down because my son Kyle left me a message saying he was coming for the protest.
How old is Kyle?
He is, I'm thinking,
like 16?
Maybe 15.
15? All right.
Yeah. I mean, as I say, he's kind of adopted so it's not exactly a, the age difference is, I don't know.
Sure.
If I'd had him, it would have been very early. But during that time, I was off doing shady stuff, not having a child,
doing murder things.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, he suddenly left me a message, and I was like, okay, fine with the cause, but I don't want him to get into trouble.
And I don't know if you've ever taken him aside and given him any talks about these sorts of situations. All right, cool. So you are there. You have not found Kyle in the crowd yet.
No.
How did you get here?
I think the mag bike is stealthy, so
Sure.
I think it can kind of I think part of that stealth is a kind of being able to alter its shape slightly, not like morph, but there's
not radical, but
but there's like plating and stuff that kind of more protection that kind of can extend.
Okay.
To give a bit more.
I think you're fine with you having a mild to moderately transformer motorcycle.
Yeah. So I kind of, in its more mundane look, which still looks pretty awesome, I head over with, in a little storage thing, my suit.
Of course. Cool. All right. So you've come prepared. Topaz, what are you doing in this area right now?
I think I'm here because of the protests. I'm here to make sure that nothing spills over, that people who are here to protest are following the parameters of what they've set up for their public gathering, that there is any blowback, because of course, as soon as protesters show up for this, there are going to be counter protesters. And I've also heard that there might be people who are trying to bubble up this sentiment. So I'm trying to keep things on.
So it sounds like you're working with the police.
Yeah, I think I am.
All right. Then you are probably under the direct command of the acting captain on the scene. Or is it? We're just going to say captain for now because I'm wrong, I'm sure, but I don't care that much. Somebody above a sergeant in police ranking. Let's see.
I think I would have a little Bluetooth headset on because I would be just low level monitoring the police frequencies. Because, in case anything is starting to bubble up.
Yep, I think you're working under Captain Sean Blake. Who, in the spectrum of things, is definitely one of those officers who does all of his PT. So
I admire him already. All right,
more,
rock on.
More carrot-shaped than donut-shaped. And he, for the most part, he's not happy that you're here. Like, to him, you are something different than a police officer and different from a person with military experience and authority. So in general, he's been ignoring a lot of your questions. He's been having you stand over here, stand over there, kind of stuff. and is spending most of his time communicating with other police on his team. But then you hear him get a specific call on the radio that he's very focused on, and he starts signaling to the other police to start funneling the protest in a particular direction. It's time to, and like he doesn't use the term disperse, but it's time to relocate.
Does this seem out of the ordinary or out of the purview of what's already been permitted in this gathering?
They're not specifically like requesting that the protesters move someplace where they aren't permitted to be by the city. I would like you to roll assess a situation.
All right, rock on. All right.
Because you aren't trained the way police are trained.
No, I'm not. It's awesome.
So it's not automatic for you to understand what they're doing.
I will roll genius, which is a flat roll for me.
All right.
A 0. Here we go. That's an 11. I am quite assessing.
Dang. Okay.
Cool. So let's see what assess the situation gives me. There we go. I get to ask 2 questions.
Yep.
All right. What here is in the greatest danger?
So you get roped into this. You know, they're like, come on, pull your weight, help disperse people. Well, once again, they don't say disperse, they say help direct. You know, maybe you're moving an entire barricade by yourself with a few officers helping you to direct. And as you work, you realize that the main protest is being redirected to sort of an off street, which is very cramped and compact. So the protesters aren't going to have as much room like previously. It was kind of barbecue-y. In fact, there's one dude like trying to make a judgment call about the girl that he brought. And he could be getting into some trouble with a couple of officers who are trying to direct his motion. So they're going from having a couple of arm's length of breathing room to, like, once they are all moved to where this new cordon space is, they're going to be shoulder to shoulder with each other. They're being kettled, which tends to create outbursts and problems. I think Rich froze. Shoot. I'm going to mute for a moment and wander over to GChat and see what's up.
Thank you. Oh, he is back.
I'm so sorry, friends.
I'd like to see you do something.
That is not your fault. I wish you hadn't missed it, because now I gotta. Where'd you cut off?
I said.
Oh, did you do a long speech?
I know I asked the question of like this, and I got involved in the disbursement, but it's not a disbursement. And it's like around there, like you were describing what I perceived as I was looking amongst the crowd and trying to move a barrier and that kind of thing.
Cool. So as you are helping to move this barrier, you sort of look around, you look ahead, refer to your little mental map of the city. This isn't a dispersal. The cops are redirecting the protest into a new cordon area where, whereas before it was kind of, some people were treating it as a barbecue. And in fact, like one dude is trying to make a tough decision about the grill that he brought, who is probably about to get himself into some trouble with a couple of officers who are trying to get him to move. People are going from having like more than a broad arm's length of space to being shoulder to shoulder with each other. They are being kettled, which tends to create outbursts and problems as people get compressed into a small space and then sort of left there for hours.
I see. So these people are in danger because the police seem to be setting them up for failure in their event to have attempt to have a peaceful protest. I see.
They're going to kettle until somebody has an outburst, and then they're going to demand dispersal and arrest everyone who is within their grasp when things go down.
I'm coming home.
My second question I'd like to ask, how can I best end this quickly?
Actually, it's technically not mine, but okay.
What can I do that won't cause a worse problem?
I don't really have a horse. I mean, it's stuck in a hole.
That's a really sticky question because, the guy in charge right now here probably got orders from above saying, okay, these folks have had their time in the spotlight, and it's time to make this stop. So you could get that guy to counteract his orders.
So if I talk to Captain Blake?
Yeah, if you talk to Captain Blake and get Captain Blake to just give the dispersal order instead, like, that's still going to cause a lot of problems because people are going to argue about their permits. But it's probably going to be less violent.
Yeah, I'll fly over to land.
Can you fly? Is that one of your powers?
Oh, crap, you're right. I should probably look at my powers. I don't think it is. I think I'm just strong and stuff. Hold on. I'm sorry. I apologize. Strength, speed, durability, heightened combat prowess. I don't fly. I move over quickly. Let me edit that. That ends up on the cutting room floor. Move quickly between a couple guys. Don't want to shove anybody down or cause a worse problem. But Captain, I need to speak to you quickly.
Okay, Corporal Topaz.
I understand that this is your work, but I am worried about these protesters. If we corral them into this area, and then they are allowed to just stew, there will be problems. What I need you to do, sir, is I will take the brunt of it. I'll make the call, but we need to disperse these people now. That's obviously what you want to happen.
Yeah, those are hunters because he called them.
We got an word from upstairs. We need to protect city property.
No!
These are orders. This is the process. All of these protesters need to comply.
You can make a diamond shovel.
And I'm sure that they will for a time. You're here to serve and protect.
Actually, it is.
Captain Blake, I've seen you what I want to be for these people too. But you put them in that place, you corral them around. Sure, you're going to take care of the property, but then all of a sudden you're going to have to arrest all these people. You're going to put your men at risk because they're going to fight back. You're going to have a black eye. Let me take that. Let me tell them they have to disperse. Then you still do what you're supposed to be doing, and then nobody gets hurt.
No, there's only one, and it's not bad. It's just creepy.
Listen, workout suit guy. My job is to maintain order and go home every night. These folks, if left to their own devices, will start to break out into fighting on their own.
Okay.
As much as I would love to see you with a black eye, I've got to protect my men, and we're going to do this our way. I'm in charge here. If you want to roll a move,
Yeah.
now is definitely a good time. And then I want to cut away to Magpie and see what she's up to.
Cool. I'll say.
So,
Captain Blake, you need to stand down. And that's me using towering presence. I give someone an order of warning. I roll with daring. And I only have a 1 in daring. So I'm still new on this.
Yep.
I rolled a 9 plus 1 is a 10. So
Hey.
wow, I pull it off on a hit. They choose. And on 10 plus, I get a +1 forward against them as well. So you're cutting away from me, but that's what you got.
All right, nice. So, Magpie, what you up to?
Well, I'm scanning just with my eyes, not with any equipment.
Right.
Just scanning the crowd, trying to spot Kyle. Let's say he's got like a blue dash of color in his hair that he's recently had. So that's kind of my thing that I'm trying to spot amongst people.
That little blue streak.
Yeah.
Kyle, like tall, short, average.
Average. Yeah, I'm still taller than him. I guess I'm probably above average height.
Yeah.
Slightly above average height.
Sure.
But not like intimidating from my height anyway. And yeah, I'm
scanning around looking for him. All right.
Yeah. I'm guessing I'm trying to assess this. I mean, so what is the police started to push in?
Yeah.
So I'd probably be going faster. Kind of,
yeah, you see this, like people are sort of starting to get funneled into this sort of off street. And it's slow going. People are, arguing, pushing back. Somebody's coming up with a few sheets of paper and, very obviously trying to direct an officer's attention to those sheets of paper to discuss what's going on. And yeah, I'm wavering on whether or not I want you to roll assess to find your son, because kind of the questions don't feel like they work to me, but let's go for it anyway. Let's just roll some dice.
Okay. Let's see what my starting genius is.
Basically, whatever your outcome, you're going to spot your son because you've been here looking for that
7.
specifically.
7.
7? All right.
Yes.
So one question.
One question. What here can I use to find my son? I do have a thought of what the answer could be,
Yeah, hit me.
which I feel it might be a dangerous choice, but there's a statue that would give me some height. But I mean, maybe there's something else that's lesser.
There are lampposts
Yeah.
nearby that are a little less conspicuous. So you get some height.
But yeah, I get a foot onto the the base
Yeah.
part of it and kind of move up to.
Yep. And you spot him. You spot Kyle and his little blue streak. And, he's got a sign that he's painted himself, which has a lot of, $20 bill themes.
I immediately let me get you back home. Find something in my pocket, anything that's disposable that I could just throw.
You got a ballpoint pen.
Okay, ballpoint pen. You said he's got like a placard.
Yeah, he's got like some kind of foam core board thing painted with like Andrew Jackson's face and several shades of money green, and
okay.
like his eyes all blotted out with red blood.
Yeah. Okay. I want to throw my pen, so it embeds in that.
Yep.
To attract his attention, basically.
And yeah, he like, Mom?
And then like, just do the.
I told you. You can't hear him, but he's like.
We're mouthing the conversation. Like,
but yeah, you know how to.
In a text.
And he like turns over to the side and says something to somebody who's with him, who must be a friend, and starts trying to sort of nudge his way through the crowd. It's not going terribly well.
I want to try and work my way towards him. I'm purposely trying to kind of pull back from, just, foot into the back of people's leg, just make a space, because I don't want to be the one who
starts some shit.
Yeah, starts a riot. I don't know, so I'm just keep calm. Maybe I can come back and help, but I want to get him out of this situation first.
Cool. All right. So you're working on that, and we're going to cut away back to Topaz. You have just given Officer Blake, or Captain Blake, a pretty firm order to stand down.
Yeah.
And, he looks at you, and he sees that indomitable firmness that you've made up your mind about this, and he's cowed. He goes, okay, you run the show.
Thank you, Captain. And then I will move over to the square, like the pedestal, right? And I'll climb up a little bit to where I can be seen by people. Just probably the worst place to be, like standing right alongside Jackson, but it's the best opportunity to address the crowd. And I'll say, everyone, I need your attention. Due to the potential violence that could be incited here today, we're going to ask you all to disperse and return to your homes. I am Corporal Topaz. I guarantee you that your concerns will be brought to the city council, and I will speak on your behalf. But remaining here today is only going to put you and your cause in danger. Please go home.
Nice. Do you think you're persuading someone? Do you feel like you're on the side of the truth?
I think I'm trying to go for on the side of the truth. I'm leaning into that there.
All right, cool. Give it a roll.
Okay, I'm rolling with humanity. So yeah, it's on the side of the truth is one of the defender moves. You give when you take a stand for your values, so the ideal you represent, roll with humanity. And my humanity is a 0. My stats are crap. None of them are negative. That's a good thing. Oh my gosh, some hot dice, friends. That is a 10.
Ooh, dang.
Hot tamale. I will take it. On a 10 plus, I hold 3. I can spend my whole 1 for 1 to do one of the following. Ask someone present to do something. If they do it, they'll mark experience or shift a track. The MC picks someone. I gain a tie with them, or you shift one of your tracks 1. I'm going to ask these folks, and I need to use up all 3 holds to kind of affect the crowd, I'm more than willing to do that. But ask people to do something, which is disperse peacefully and trust in me to lobby their cause.
All right. You know what? I am going to rule that it's going to take 2 of your 3 hold to convince the crowd to disperse, and that third one is yours to hold on to until such time as you need it, which might be soon, as you hear something whistle overhead. You see a trail of thin smoke, and the statue blows up behind you.
Oh, crap. That's awesome. I mean, oh no. Rich, though. That thing's awesome. Wow.
So, yeah, I feel like, gosh, maybe you need to.
It's a faster.
Do you need to escape from peril?
I don't know. I'll happily escape from peril if that's what you want me to do. I'm right there.
Yeah, give me
Okay,
a roll.
cool. So I'm going to pull the trigger on the thing that I was already thinking about doing. I'm going to shift one of my tracks with that third hold. I'm going to shift my confidence up by 1.
Okay.
And if you're okay with that, I'll do it before I roll with this because that is a confidence move.
That is perfectly within your rights to do. Get it.
Sweet. All right. So then with the +1 from confidence and my daring, which is I'm bad at navigating this character sheet right now. A 1. I have a +2 to my roll. Here we go.
Right.
Here comes a 3. Nope. A 6 + 2 is an 8.
Okay.
Nice.
Cool. So on a 7-9, you've either left something behind or been forced to take something with you.
That's illegal.
I love it.
I'm going to say you're forced to take something with you.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think as you bail out, I think there's nothing more dramatically interesting than you having to take Captain Blake with you.
Yes, perfect. Oh, that's awesome. I'm totally not doing the Lois and Clark thing though. I grab him underneath his arms and kind of hold him like this so he can look.
No Princess Carrie for him.
No Princess Carrie.
He's going to feel that in his armpits all day.
So, well, yeah. I think he and I will both be thankful that I did.
Probably. Not openly, but excellent. So you have done that. Magpie, cutting back to you. You have seen this. Topaz breaking out some really effective charisma, honestly, and getting the crowd to disperse. Police are letting people sort of spread out and disperse and go, oh, well, that's the orders now. Fine. Return to your homes.
I think I was trying to gently lead Kyle out of this during this speech. I'm
yeah, I think you just touch Kyle's shoulder as the rocket propelled grenade strikes the statue.
Okay. now as soon as I kind of hear the whistle of it going through the air, I am I think, would it be defend, protect, or escape from peril if I want to get him out of this situation as fast as possible?
I think it's a defend, protect.
Okay. Then if at this point, if I have to kick people's legs out from under them, make a path however possible without, severely injuring people.
For sure.
I mean, some bruises is fine. Is it humanity? No.
Defend, protect is power.
Power. Ooh, -1. Let's see how that goes. I got a 7, -1.
Well, exciting. All right. Let's see, where's my...
So, I mean, my aim was like him, one hand behind me, making sure he's there, and then eyes forward. We're getting out of here.
Right, right. All right, so the grenade goes off, people panic. They don't really need much more incentive to disperse now. They are trying to get away from the explosion. So there's a lot of running. There's some trampling. You get knocked down by somebody, and when you come back up, you don't see where Kyle is. And you have been pushed, I think, probably to the side of a building. So it's going to be hard for you to get elevation or fight your way back into the crowd.
A question about push your limits. If I'm at 0 confidence or trust, so is that I have nothing to bid? Or is that...
So bidding is not 100% the best word, because you can have that interpretation. You're bidding loss.
Yeah.
So because you have 0 in both doesn't mean you can't bid. It means that you'll go into the negative if you lose your bid.
Okay. I think this feels like, I mean, this situation on its own without Kyle in it, Magpie wouldn't find it a desperate situation. But Kyle's in the situation as well, and I can't see where he is at the moment.
You see one person move past through the last place you saw Kyle, and another, and you whip back and forth looking for that blue streak, and you're just not seeing it.
I would like to push my limits and move through this crowd like I'm not going to be knocked down. No one is trampling me. If somebody comes within who looks like they're about to trample me, they will fall on their face, and I will step over them.
I like it.
It's I trust and roll with the amount bid. Well, I have a thing that's might trigger if I've got -2 confidence, so I'm going to bid 2 confidence.
Okay, cool.
And see how that goes. So that's +2.
That sounds solid. Do it.
5 plus 2. The
Okay.
dice don't like me, but I'm skinning my teeth. So that's a 7. I lose my, so I am -2 confidence, but
Yep. You do what you set out to do. So, yeah, go ahead, describe it.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically what I said,
Yeah.
but I really don't feel good about it. These are
Yeah,
panicked
like,
people, but it's in my head. It's it's them or my son.
at least one person gets like throat chopped.
Hmm.
They in the cinematic screening of this session, right? They're blurred in the foreground on their knees, sort of gagging as you find Kyle and help him to his feet. Yeah, and you are both shaken, but you still, of course, your special ops, you still have a pretty firm grasp of your situation, where the exits are. And I think we should take a quick bio break. 10 minutes, meet back on the hour.
Yep.
All right, sounds good. All right, see you in a few. Welcome back, Rich.
I've been chatting on the Gauntlet Slack, asking people about their opinions on print on demand via drive-through versus fulfillment. It's been some interesting opinions from folks, and one person just posted a response. I was like, real quick, kind of typed out my thanks to them for giving their thoughts.
Who? Who looks like a Russian?
I was muted. I'm sorry. If you could synopsis that to me in Slack, I would really appreciate it.
Yeah, you bet. I'm going to take the more salient points and kind of come up with a document. I also posted out on Twitter, but I haven't checked. I didn't see much feedback from it initially.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, just seeing as how I do a lot of shipping, I'm very curious. And I work with drive-through a lot. Very curious to see what people's opinions are, especially if they're, longer term Kickstarter warriors, super backers,
Are you still gaming?
how they feel about the options.
Getting my Metro Pass on Wednesday. I'm very excited. So we'll be busing it to work.
Nice.
New place. I use checks so infrequently that I grab my little thing where I've stuffed everything as we were moving. I grabbed some of the older checks that were in a box in my garage, and the checks, the addresses are like the remnants of everywhere I lived in Jacksonville. Like, here's one address, and here's the other address, and there's the third address.
Yeah, it's rough. I've got a ton of checks with my old address on them. Just sort of go through because I use one a month. It's gonna be a bit.
I just noticed something and it's really annoying me. It's that I was doing my line work on the drawing I was doing, and I had the opacity of my inking layer just slightly lower than full. So I have to go over all the lines because they're all slightly transparent and showing they all look a bit ugly. Now that I'm starting to color things in.
Oh, it's frustrating.
Luckily, it's just quite simple. It's the profile picture, so there's not much line work to redo.
Cover. Yeah,
it could have been much worse on other illustrations.
Fair. I have definitely gotten to places in Photoshop where I go, okay, so this looks terrible, but I know what I have to do.
Just redo.
And step one is start over completely.
Yeah.
Or like, okay, so this concept works, but I need to start a new file with different source images. Great.
That sucks. I'm going through editing a podcast that needs to get down to somewhere in the 45-minute-ish range, if at all possible. And it started at 75 minutes raw. So I'm having to make some tough choices. And there's a part of the conversation where one of the hosts I know, it was something they care about, because they're like, I really want to talk about X. And they bring up the topic. And it's like 5 minutes of content that is meaningful to them, but not really within the purview of the podcast that is being produced for. So it's going to end up being cut. And I feel a little guilty, but I also am like, got to make cuts somewhere. It's 5 whole minutes and I got 30 more to go. So I'll share it with you privately, but it's not going to make the final cut. It's tough. It's tough. I hate being in a situation of like, I know that this was a really cool combo and I actually saw the value in it as a separate thing,
Guys,
but
no
it
one's
just
gonna pay $20
didn't
so
fit.
you can get a skin in Fortnite.
It's tough.
Almost twice over their time limit.
Yeah.
Also, no one wants that skin.
It's a lot. All right. Well, let me know, guys, when you are ready to get back into it.
I am ready.
I'm super ready.
Super ready? All right. So, let's see. Oh no, Rich froze again. Nope, he didn't freeze.
No,
he was just quite still.
Just still. You're just
All
not
right,
allowed
I'll
to
keep
not,
moving
yeah.
the whole game so that you guys don't have to freak out.
Just boogie in your chair, just be like, yeah, Lycra.
There's like a drum beat. There's a drum beat from the Pride parade downstairs that I could just, if I
Just
could hear that a
feel
little
the
better.
beats,
Nice. All right. So, Magpie, in the abstract, I'm gonna
yeah. Mm.
remain cut away from you and see what Topaz is doing with his new buddy. What's one military issue or military specifications piece of gear that is not a gun or an explosive of some kind that you'd hate to see in this scene?
Some sort of gas grenade type thing. Maybe no. Okay.
I'm gonna say that's an explosive, and you're gonna have to rule it out.
Yeah, that's yeah.
I know that it's not, but
yeah, no, I see where you're coming from, definitely. Armored vehicle.
okay.
I mean, that's something that might have a gun on, so armored troop carrier.
All right, let's keep that in my back pocket for no reason.
Okay, fair enough.
And Topaz, as you armpit walk Blake
Yeah.
away from the statue, you both manage to avoid the flying bits of metal and hot debris. And Blake is actually keeping it together relatively well. He's still like, holy shit. But he's scanning around, he's keeping his mind on his men. And he points, he says, look up there.
I immediately do. Thankful that this guy's like my little spotter now. This is awesome.
And he radios it in using the most dangerous piece of equipment that he has. And what do? You look up there and you definitely see movement
I'm
on
taking,
a rooftop nearby. It's I'm gonna say it's like a 3-4 story building, old stone, stately, heavy looking building, tall narrow windows.
I mean, he's a cop. I am not going to insult him by setting him down to go after this. So I'm bringing him up with me. We're going after him. We're going to. That's awesome.
Are you gonna like fireman carry this guy while also climbing a building?
Yeah, I think so.
It's pretty awesome. Let's see. I think that's definitely stuff. Let's see where you're at. You're very strong.
Very strong.
Oh crap. Oh crap.
Yeah, I'm not going to make you wield your powers on this. You can just do it.
All right, rock on. Getting up there.
However, as you approach the lip of the roof, you definitely hear movement, and probably at least 2-3 people are up here, and they call out to each other, you know. We got Topaz climbing up.
Oh man, so this
Go
is
downstairs, leave him to me.
oh, it's gonna be nice.
So, yep. Door open, close, and you make it over the lip, and somebody is pointing a rifle at you.
All right.
There is a second individual. Goodness. Doing the same thing like a boring person. This is my brain always. It's like, should it just be 2 people pointing guns? That doesn't seem exciting enough.
Got pulling out a grenade.
Oh, that's right. They've got a rocket-propelled grenade launcher.
Oh, yay!
They are reloading under the cover of the rifleman.
Nice. Rock on.
So let's see. You've got Captain Blake on your shoulders. Captain Blake definitely shifts his weight like he wants down.
Oh yeah, he's getting down because I've got to block this probably.
Yeah, no, this the rifleman is definitely going to be trying to shoot you. And by time for his compatriot, what do you do?
All right, rock on. Yeah, slide him down, and then I'm gonna try to pull my gauntlets up and form some power, like a shield around me.
All right.
I mean,
well,
my
that definitely
gauntlets
sounds
are
like a wield your
indestructible,
powers.
so- Yeah, I'm 100% on wielding powers. That sounds great.
Let's do it.
Sweet. Wielding powers is a confidence aligned move. Yes, I am so wise to up my confidence. And I roll with power. So add those two together. 1 plus my power is a 1, so I'm rolling +2. Here we go.
Nice.
It's a 6 plus 2, 8. So with an 8, I choose 1. Take hold of something valuable, create something useful from your environment, neutralize an opponent or threat, at least for now. I'm going for neutralize an opponent or threat, at least for now. That sounds good.
All right. So the rifleman is shooting at you, and just every single time there's this topaz light coming from you and your gauntlets that's just blocking the bullet and stopping it. And, you know, it's kind of pretty in a way, just as he bip, 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 and, you know, it's this little blue lace work kind of pattern going on, glowing, creating a lot of noise. It's the small moments that you need to appreciate. Captain Blake is getting up. He's on one knee, firing position. And our rocket-propelled grenade launcher friend has just finished reloading and is shouldering the launcher. Magpie,
Yes.
you are on the ground. You have just reunited with Kyle. People are still panicking, running willy-nilly. It's going to be a few minutes, probably a little bit more, before it's simple to move around in this square, which is a long time in a firefight. So, what are you up to? Fairly certain that probably behind you and to the east a bit is the mag cycle.
Hmm.
But you
Okay.
definitely got Kyle firmly in hand, and he's freaking out a bit. He's like, "Oh my god, Mom, I'm so sorry. I just somebody stepped on my foot, and then somebody else kicked my leg, and."
Kyle, this is a conversation for later.
Okay.
I'm quickly looking around. Could I reveal a new piece of gear and bring out a grappling hook?
Hell yeah.
As one of my wonderful toys. Once per session, I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
And take +1 forward to a relevant action.
For sure.
I would like to just get Kyle on a roof out of this so I can work. Preferably the building above the alleyway that the mag cycle is, because I've got the rest of my equipment.
Right. No, that seems perfectly legit. It sounds like.
So this is, I didn't really want to do this in a crowd, but people are
Right.
distracted. It's chaos.
I am actually kind of willing to make this a direct confrontation. It's kind of you versus the crowd.
Yep.
Okay.
I think then I have to choose an overconfident. If my confidence is at -2, I have to choose an overconfident item.
Yep.
Regardless of the roll. So let's see how this goes. And this is with daring, but -2. So I got flat roll.
Well, hold on.
Oh.
So you're taking a +1 from your gear, right?
Good point. It's a +1.
And your confidence modifiers always count as positive. Your daring is 2. Yeah, you're actually doing fantastic.
Okay, no, I'm doing fantastic. Yes.
But you're also going to get an overconfident item.
I forgot that. Yes. So let's see what I have to choose from. So I choose 2 and an overconfident option. Resist or avoid their blows.
Legit.
And
if I may make a suggestion,
take something from them, my son.
Create an opening might be good.
I will create an opening. And I look impressive or frightening to the wrong people, because whoever's being bad guys here just saw somebody just woof, out of the crowd.
Yep.
In a way that is very uncivilian-like.
Yep, absolutely. Cool. So you get up to the roof with Kyle, and he settles in. He's like, "Wow, you got to teach me how to do that someday."
Never. And if you're not here when I get back, you're going to be grounded forever.
Okay. Be safe.
Some work. And I just want to just mantle the edge of the building and drop down to the mag cycle.
All right. Not taking any time to livery up?
Oh, I need to get my stuff is there. It's on the...
Okay. I thought you were wearing a bag, but it's on the cycle.
I just happen to have a grappling hook.
I mean, you forgot to take it out of your pockets, laundry day. We've all been
Yeah.
there.
Mm.
Awesome. So we're going to jump back to Topaz.
All right. So we've got a guy with an RPG to deal with, and it's not the RPG I like. It's the bad.
No, it's the bad one.
Yeah. So I think I've got a thing I'd like to be. I'd like to be indomitable right now.
Yeah, actually. And you have definitely already gone into battle, and
Yeah.
I missed it. So thank
No, it's
you.
okay. No, I'm perfectly happy. I wanted to defend, so I'm really happy with that.
Cool.
So let's go into battle here. Roll with daring, and that is not a confidence or trust aligned move, so it's just a +1 for me.
Yep.
Here we go. Ooh, the string is still good. 9 + 1 is a 10.
Dang, just line it up.
Jeez, man. Check these dice. On a 10+, I hold 3 on Indomitable.
Phew.
And interesting. Let's see. So I can name an NPC within my reach, then a team to disable or disarm them. Name a character within my reach, spend a team to redirect their attack to another character within my reach or else to nowhere. Name a character on the scene but outside your reach. You cross the distance between you before they have a chance to react. Ignore all ill effects to yourself from an incoming attack.
This is so dumb.
Is there an attack like coming in on me? Should I spend that one?
I mean, yeah, Duder is definitely firing a rocket-propelled grenade.
Yes, I wish
At
I
you.
ignore all ill effects to myself. Oh gosh, I hope this does it. Like, I really don't want Blake to get hurt.
On a 10+, I'm not going to hurt Blake.
Okay.
Come on. On a 6, where you still had it, like maybe I'd do it. That would make plenty of good sense. But yeah, so the grenade's flying towards you, and you're like, just this great big. Aura is not the word I'm looking for. Just this curtain of topaz colored energy crackles in sort of a incomplete semi-sphere around you and Captain Blake. And the explosion wraps around it and disperses. And yeah, rocket-propelled grenade dude is like, okay.
Stand down.
And let's see, the fellow with the rifle who was shooting at you earlier, like, touches his ear briefly, slings down, and actually, like, runs to the roof access to get away. The dude that you just told to stand down, he definitely doesn't. He's like, kind of like, okay, fine. Big combat knife. Big combat knife.
These guys are hardcore.
And gets shot a couple of times by Blake
Yeah.
in the body armor. And it's like, throws it at Blake.
Oh yeah, I'll redirect that attack.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, you do that, and then you are engaged with him. He's closed the distance. And does he focus on you, or does he focus on Blake? I think he's going to focus on you a bit, and I think I know what his exit strategy is, but he takes a swipe at you with a big combat knife. What do you do?
Yeah, I think I've used 2 of my 3 holds. So this last hold, I'd like to spend a team. Do I have any team? I don't think I have any team, do I?
Everybody always starts play with 2 teams.
Sweet, sweet, sweet. I will spend a team to disable or disarm him. Your choice.
All right. I think it's going to be disable. I think that you see the professionalism this guy has, and you go, if I knock his knife away, this isn't going to solve the problem that's in front of me. So, yeah, you make a few classic, just brutal, efficient strikes, and he's got a broken arm and a broken leg now. And that's how it goes when you're a dude who picks a fight with an experienced warrior who also happens to have superpowers. Sucks to be him. So, Magpie, you are next to your mag cycle. You've accessed your costume. Yep. You're like, fuck it. Hood, zip, gloves. Seems like enough. Cape.
Yeah. I don't shoulder I have a serious looking gun. That's for people who are impenetrable to,
That only comes out
punching.
for special occasions.
Yeah, that's, are you invulnerable to damage? I've got a railgun that might disagree. So I leave that kind of in its compartment. It probably needs to be, screwed together
Assembled.
anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't travel light.
I want to get to the center of the chaos, or the center of the disturbance as quick as possible. So I've got the mag bike. I'm straight in. It's agile.
Yep. You're picking your way through the crowd with just the same adroitness as you would on foot, perhaps better. Also, people respect the space that this needs more than just your body.
Yeah,
People are getting out of the way.
Yeah, there's a little switch that kind of just muffles everything from the motorbike, keeps it, to like a hum. But
It's not loud.
I switch that off.
Yeah.
Full volume.
Okay. Cool.
Let's make an entrance.
Yep.
Let's clear a path.
Engine roaring. Very cool. By the way, Alex.
Yes.
I think you had rolled a successful assess earlier. Way earlier.
Way earlier to find
To find Kyle.
To find Kyle, yes.
But did you get a question out of that?
Oh,
because I feel like I've held that out on you. I just realized, I was like, wait a second. So if you don't feel that way, that's fine. But if not, I'd be happy to give you an assess question right now.
I mean, I just said, what here can I use to...
to find Kyle, and
yes.
I answered that. Okay, yes. Cool. Start.
Thank
you. Just wanted to check in and make sure that that had been addressed correctly. Cool. So yeah, I'm not going to make you roll. You make it through. You are in the square. You're definitely hearing gunfire. There is another explosion up on the roof. You see some of the topaz light among the fireworks. A couple of cracks of small arms fire.
Yeah. I mean, is the weapons fire, it's not just there? Or was it just there? Sorry.
They are both coming from the same roof, different parts of the roof.
Okay, so that's where I need to be. I would... want to get on this roof. I don't see how the motorbike would help me unless it's just a big ramp. But yeah,
If you want to put a big ramp there, I'd let that happen. Maybe the protesters built some kind of thing that isn't supposed to be a ramp, but it's totally ramp shaped.
some sort of effigy.
Yeah, you know what? There's some sort of effigy, and it's like fallen on its side, and there's this big plank of plywood that used to be like a backdrop for it.
Or maybe like a barrier that was set up and it's
Yeah.
been fallen over and now it's
Yep.
Um,
And it's just enough.
I mean, my aim, it depends on this is late a rolling on move, but my aim is basically launch myself onto that roof. And if my motorbike has to just hit somebody in the face.
Oh, well, darn.
Yeah,
Shucks.
so would this be...
What move are you thinking about?
I mean, is this directly engaging? Is this wielding my powers? It's the specific move for the motorbike is just mentions fleeing and pushing your limits. I mean, this could be pushing your limits.
This could be pushing your limits.
I feel
if you are comfortable with that, you can go with that, or I would allow a direct confrontation.
Let's push limits because
all right.
It does not seem like a simple thing to do, and it seems a bit dumb. So it's the positives minus the negatives. So agile and aggressive,
right.
Which I think was once counted as one bonus. I think that would be a plus, and exposed would be a minus. So I would get.
So you're rolling +1 to start.
Then -1 because of its strengths minus weaknesses. That would
like both of strengths minus weaknesses that apply in this situation.
Yeah, I feel like exposed
probably applies.
But agile / aggressive would be a plus. So they cancel each other out.
Oh, I'm sorry, I can't read the whole thing from the keeper, so I'm gonna go into the Avenger playbook document really quick. Make sure that I read it, because I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure that you just roll with your strengths, period.
Oh, well, it says
when you the vehicle strength minus any weaknesses that apply in the situation.
Yeah, and I think the exposed would apply.
Definitely.
So
I'm just saying that, like, if you have 2 strengths, you should apply them both here.
I think the agile and aggressive counted as 1 because I've got 2 strengths and 2 minuses. Agile,
right.
Aggressive, and stealthy. Am I?
Right.
So it's +1 strength, -1 weakness.
And I'm saying that the things that you think apply versus I am saying that only your weaknesses are conditional. You can apply both of your strengths to the situation. You can apply stealthy and agile and aggressive.
I was not tracking. Yeah. Yes, I can see how it is written. Yes, so +2. So I get a +1. And right. If I'm doing the pushing my limits, let's put some trust on the line.
Sure. How far are you taking it?
I'll let's put a 1 trust on the line. So I've got a +2.
Okay.
Roll.
All right.
Well, snake eyes.
Oh, that's bad.
The MC will confront you with an ugly choice, and I lose my bid.
Yep. So take care of that bid right now.
Yeah, I've done that.
I'm gonna look at my tasty moves.
But how can you make somebody trying to ramp a motorbike onto a roof during a firefight end badly? That's my question. Sorry.
It's so challenging. There's just no way that could ever go wrong. So I'm gonna have to dig deep.
I mean, I have the first bad thing that came into my head was, I mean, so there's probably lots of better ideas, is not quite getting to the roof, but there's plenty of floors below I can just crash into.
So on your way up, you feel this hit. Like your rear tire jumps hard and fishtails a bit just before you leave the ramp. So you know that you've lost some of the extremely crucial momentum that you needed to make the full jump. And your front tire clears the lip of the roof, and then the belly of your bike clips it.
Okay.
So your choice here is you can cling and try to brace the bike so that it doesn't roll, but it will probably roll over you. Or bail, and it will probably go over the other side of the roof.
Being under a motorbike during a firefight is not good. It's just a thing, a really expensive, awesome thing, but it's just a thing.
Just a piece of equipment.
Yeah, bail.
All right. Yeah, so you bail, you clear the edge, you roll, and you pop up. You are on one knee. And yeah, you get to watch as your bike, as if in slow motion, rolls end over end. It's ugly. It's not a nice roll. And then flips over to the other side and is over the edge. You hear somebody shout, "Freeze!" And there's the distinct click of gun, because guns always have to click when somebody points them at somebody, because that's just the cinematic rule, no matter what's actually happening with that gun. And that's Captain Blake. And then near Captain Blake is Topaz, who is standing over somebody who is in, head to toe dark military style uniform, very familiar. You hear the door close. And I think your broken-boned enemy groans out in pain, but also satisfied, malicious amusement. Good to see you, Catherine. Losing your edge. Huh? And yeah, now Topaz, you definitely get some kind of reaction before there, because I am interested to see what Topaz does now that the situation has gone here.
I think it's like a mode of like, oh shit, this guy knows, and he's military trained. Like, it's pretty obviously he is well trained. This is not good. This is not good at all. I think it's a part of me that just wants to take him down and protect Catherine from whatever he could reveal.
I mean, he's disabled. He can't fight.
Oh,
so,
crap. I can't really
he can
wail on him.
He can talk shit. That's sort of where he's at.
Captain Blake, there might be others. I believe they're radioing. Come on, we've got this one down. Let's go. Try to.
You're right. We've got to get the rooftops under control. And, looks to you, not your best maneuver, he says to Magpie.
I mean, I've got the hood up, and I kind of don't directly look at him, but it's like, don't you have work to do? I'm kind of letting them. I kind of want him to. I'm kind of waiting for the captain to kind of move away a bit, and I want to go straight to the disabled soldier.
Yeah, unfortunately for you, that's where Blake is going too, because he's gearing up to zip tie the guy's arms and legs together.
Oh shoot, that's not what I wanted. Oh no, why won't he just do what I want?
Yep. And once he's done with that, he's not even going to bother being cute about it. He's just like, I need to talk with my people. Radio it in. We need to get these roofs under control. Got 2 armed suspects heading downstairs. Probably others. So, I'm leaving you here. Don't do anything that's going to make me want to put you in trouble. We good?
I've got like my back to him, just waiting for him to leave.
Yeah, and goodness, although it is kind of stupid for him to leave directly through the roof access that the fellow with an assault rifle took down. So yeah, I'm going to amend that. He didn't say that he was leaving. He said he was going to find a spotting position and lead his crew from there. So he walks to a different edge. Maybe he gets to the top of. He wouldn't do that. It's a little too exposed. He finds another place to sort of hide behind some of the many utility items that are on a roof and look out for people and call in some directions and commands.
Okay, as soon as he's kind of moving away, I go straight towards our friend, grab him by the zip-locked wrists, and start walking towards the edge. Raina.
Raina?
Yeah.
All right.
He has a first name, but let's go Raina.
Sure, we're going to call him Specialist Raina.
Yeah. And I start walking towards the roof top edge. And would he be a villain at 0 determination?
Absolutely. No, he is eligible. I know what you're angling for here.
Yeah.
Yeah. If he's not his villain at 0 determination, he's definitely a henchman at this point.
Yeah. Okay. I'm dragging him, purposely striding towards the edge. Raina.
Catherine.
We've done this before. You know I will go ahead with what I say. I did it last time.
Come on.
What are you doing? And then I, with a grunt, kind of lift him up towards the
and yeah,
hanging over the edge.
Yep. As you lift him up and like slip him over, he's like, wait, you can't do this. Ah, and
yeah,
thumps.
Well, no, I'm not letting him go yet.
He thumps against the side of the building.
Oh yeah,
a bit because the momentum of the swing. You're still holding on to him. He's still dangling. Watching the space between him and the ground stretch out.
Raina, you've poured pounds. I can't hold this. Do this all night.
Maybe it's just your PT that sucks.
Yep. Keep insulting me. Let's see how that goes. What are you doing here? What is this all about? Is this personal? Are we treating you like this as personal?
Yes, okay, shit. Go ahead and do the track shift as required by the move. Yep. Yes, it's personal. We all had to eat a mile of shit because you put us out of operation. It's one of the biggest failures in the track record in our mission record. Think we wouldn't actually try to even the score?
I'm just like, God damn you, pathetic. No. Grunt, pull him back.
And he just sort of catches his breath and glares into your eyes like in a sullen way, defeatedly. Shit. Knew you wouldn't do it.
I knock him out.
All right, he is KO'd.
And
what do you do?
I mean, has Topaz just been behind me this time, all this time? Topaz?
Not frozen. I honestly, like, I'm torn because on one hand, I want Topaz to play audience. On the other hand, I feel like Topaz would trust and kind of go on and make sure the rest of the building's secure, that his curiosity doesn't outweigh the desire to make sure that, because there was another team, like they were radioing to other people.
Yeah,
that was not just a bluff to Blake. So I think he actually kind of took off with Blake.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I didn't see it. Rich wants to see it, but Rich wants him to see it. But Rich got to see it, so it's okay.
Yeah. Okay. So just a couple of operational concerns for me. in this scene. Do Topaz and Magpie have a way of communicating with each other?
Yeah, I think we've got like a
think,
little
yeah.
Bluetooth.
Your own radio kind
Yeah,
of
little Bluetooth
thing going on? Cool. And Magpie, so what was the size of your former team?
Yeah.
Maybe 5, 6 people plus you?
Yeah. Plus
Sounds
me,
about right.
7.
Yep.
The classic team number.
Lucky number. All right, cool. So
I tap Topaz. There's going to be at least 5 more. Because there was goons, wasn't there? Just like that weren't as trained.
No.
No,
I implied that Raynor, if he wasn't a villain at 0 determination, would be, especially with 2 broken limbs, equivalent to a rank and file goon.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Topaz, we got 5 more in play.
Okay. Thanks for the heads up.
Well, I would start heading down through the building to try and meet up with Topaz.
All right, Topaz. You're going through this building. It's a bunch of offices, old carpet, heavy-duty cubicles. I think it's a Saturday. So, like, no staff, lights are off. There's the occasional humming of a computer that's been left on overnight. Relatively quiet. Lots of places to hide. What are you doing in here?
He doesn't want to cause wholesale damage, even though, walking around and kind of knocking down cubicles would be a really quick way to find these guys. So I think he's moving quick and he's just trying to use his speed to his advantage and not trying to be stealthy in hopes that could cause a little bit of panic fire,
Maybe trying to trick somebody into giving themselves away?
Oh, that sounds like a thing he could be doing. I like that.
Okay.
Cool. So, tricking.
Roll with genius.
Oh, genius. It's tricking. It's a trust aligned. I don't have any trust there. So, roll with genius, which I am a genius of flat. So, here we go. I don't think I actually rolled because I had to see, so I'll click the button again. Oh, there we go. There's the fail. I was waiting for it. Dang, I didn't think I'd ever going to fail. I have failed. There's a thing that did.
To every life, some bad dice rolls must fall.
Yes. How can we learn?
All right. Let's see. So, you're sort of trotting along, trying to make noise as you go from cube to cube. And you just manage to spot out of the corner of your eye some munitions. He spots some like C4 and a clear, obvious like detonator. And like you see that, and you look to your side a little bit to see if there's any place for you to hide, because you see that telltale blinker start blinking faster. And you can see that one of the cubicles has a lot more disarray in it than others. And Rich, you and I both, having worked in offices before in cubicle farms of varying persuasions, you've probably seen that some cubicles become kind of the furniture we're not using cube. And this kind of looked like that for a second, but you notice that like everything that's in there is all propped up against the side that faces the C4 plant, and it's all very heavy stuff. And so you're putting 2 and 2 together just as the C4 goes off.
Ouch.
So I'd like you to weather a blow.
Yes, weathering a blow sounds awesome.
Let's do it.
I'll pay.
Weather a blow. When you weather a blow, roll with the absolute value of trust or confidence. I have a 1, which is furthest from 0, so I have a 1.
Yep.
Here we go.
Oopsie, my finger slipped and pulled the
That is a
trigger.
6.
All right. So you stand strong. You mark XP and describe how you weather the blow.
Awesome. I think that's that last second, knowing since there's a little hinky, there's a little thought bubble going on, and he just holds up his gauntlets and plants his feet, and with the claymore face towards enemy, I'm the enemy. It's like whoosh. It's that, but he's able to just barely save himself. Maybe a little singe on his cool locks that he had touched up just earlier this week.
Yep. So yeah, as you are
Hey guys, if anyone finds the
holding
hash
strong, you're like, putting out one of your locks, and this black uniformed body streaks past you to jump out the window that's now been blown open and cleared.
I'm still no wiser on where the baddies are. That's a double loss. I suck. All right.
Well, I mean, no, you know exactly where they are.
Oh,
One
wait,
of them just jumped out the window.
I missed that. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Yeah.
Jumped out the window? God, I bet has repelling gear. I'm going to run to the window and see how he's getting out of here, how he's getting down.
All right. You go to the window, you look down, you don't see any ropes or any sign of the guy, and then you sort of let your gaze tilt back up, and he's there standing on nothing. There was a loud thump, that hollow noise of somebody landing on a vehicle. And then you see, he's sort of standing on what seems to be nothing, and you can see this tree in the courtyard beneath him, and it sort of ripples and glitches, and it's sort of the shape of a helicopter except without rudders, and creating this sort of dense hum before he swings in to it. Like, part of the illusion opens up, and then you see the guts of some kind of armored vehicle, and he jumps in. Now Rich is definitely frozen. Welcome back, Rich.
I'm so sorry.
That is not your fault.
It was so exciting. You see, so I look outside, and I saw the last thing I heard was he's gone. Like, I don't see him rappelling down.
Okay. He's gone, and you tilt your view up, and you're like, where is, and he's like standing on nothing. There's like a courtyard beneath, and you can see him. He appears to be like hovering a fair distance above a tree in the courtyard, and then you sort of see a ripple through some of the space right beneath his feet, and a little bit of glitching.
Oh snap! These guys, not only are they competent, they are backed. They've got stuff going on. This is awesome.
Good ass equipment, and yeah, a bit of the illusion sort of opens like a door, and you can see a portal in the inside of what's probably an armored vehicle as he swings inside. Magpie, what have you been up to? You are muted, Alex.
I have been parkouring down the stairwells and such as fast as I can to meet up with Topaz. I think. I mean, do I see? I mean, there was a sudden explosion, which would probably have slowed him down for a moment, and then he's. So I think I'd be able to zero in on him fairly easily after that explosion.
I think.
So.
Priorities mean that you run towards the danger and towards the explosion. So yeah, you can find Topaz. Also, there's some of his trademark light show.
Yeah.
Meaning that he's probably okay.
He can take a blow. Yeah. So I assume I find him standing in a window, looking out.
Yep. And yeah, you get to be witness to. You get to see the door shut.
I should have brought the gun
on the vehicle. And it's challenging to see the door shut. Your eyes are kind of trained to do this because you've worked with vehicles with active optical camo before. So from your sort of tactical standpoint, your mind goes, okay, KO'd guy on roof. One of them jumping into vehicle.
At least a pilot.
At least one pilot. So that's 2 bodies unaccounted for, which may or may not be in the vehicle.
But they're operating from the vehicle.
Yeah, having something like this makes setting up an operation pretty sweet.
And it's something we don't want them to have.
No, it's not good for folks with their kind of moral flexibility to have.
Jay, can you take that thing out of the air? You don't have any. Does Jay actually have any projectiles? He doesn't really. God does.
No. I mean, I don't know. Can he unleash his powers and do some cosmics? I don't know. Is that a thing we let the dice tell us? I honestly am curious about that.
I don't think that his powers as defined would do anything like that.
Sure, I agree.
I look to Jay, to Corporal Topaz, and a stupid thought comes into my head because Kyle, he likes his comic books, and I'm like, fastball special me.
Yes. I think there's even a moment where Jay's like, yes. He's asked for this in the past.
Yeah, this is like you've been like, let me fastball. No,
Like flashback to like several panels of like, no, I'll just throw you. It is
No.
like
I'll just throw you up there.
Yeah.
You're not throwing me anywhere.
yeah, yeah. It's can I, and just a panel, almost the exact same facial expression of stern. No, like this, nah, with different backgrounds,
Yep. So different places.
and then
Several fights have brought this question out, and they've all ended the same way.
Hmm.
With a big old no.
I'm just wait a second. Well, I have my electrified batons, so I can twirl them in my hand, power them up, and like look to Jay.
All right. So now that you guys are actually more comfortably together and working in sync,
Mm-hmm.
I'd like you guys to determine which of you is the leader in this battle.
Sure. It's definitely her because this is
Okay.
her thing. These are her people. She knows how to deal with them. She's got to be the leader.
Cool. So let's see. In that case, Magpie, you've got the momentum.
Mm-hmm.
And when you take action, you can spend a team and serve, passing the momentum to Topaz.
Okay, so
And adding 1 to the momentum pool. We don't have any place for the momentum pool right now, so I'm going to start a tally.
okay,
And we will see what happens. So I think your action here of, hey, I've got here, trust me, I'm going to just sort of elide the you needing to take an action bit because you've been in this combat for a while. And I went, oh, hey, teamwork moves. This is a great time for teamwork to start happening. So you've done that.
yeah.
That means that Topaz, you have the momentum. You have been requested to do perhaps
Nice.
your favorite thing.
It's. I mean, yes. This has got to be his favorite thing.
You got to make that magpie fly.
Yes, you're a magpie. That's totally one of the arguments.
Yep.
It's all about the theming, man. Okay, cool. So we're doing the teamwork move, and I mean, I'm not spiking. I'm gonna set, right? So I'm gonna serve, right? So, okay.
Magpie already served, so
Okay.
you
So
can volley or you can set.
okay, and if I volley, I'm passing it back to her so she could spike when she gets there, right? Is that a thing I can do?
You need to set
Okay, then I'm gonna
in
set.
order to set up for a spike. Volleying means that you don't spend any team and you just pass the momentum again. And
Okay, cool. So I'm going to spend a team, my last team, to set, which I add 1 to the momentum pool. All right, there we go.
Okay, cool. So now your momentum pool is at 2. So let's see here. Cool. I'm looking, casting about for a move for Topaz to roll to help get Magpie over there.
Could be unleash powers. Oh
yeah,
yeah.
I think wield your powers is a good one for that.
Sorry, wield powers. The mask stuff bled through there.
I
cool.
understand.
I will roll power +1, and that is not. That is not a. It is. It's a confidence line. I've got a 1 on confidence, so I'm rolling +2. Here we go.
Cool. All right.
Failed because you failed.
And I rolled a 3 +2 is a
no.
5.
Okay, well,
Crap.
I'm not going to punish Magpie for your failure.
I don't mind if you do. I'm having bad luck with being launched around buildings. Maybe it's not the best idea in the world. And I should learn.
Oh, man.
I mean, if the other spec ops guy could have jumped to the vehicle without the assistance of a superhero, clearly you could have done it. And I'm saying that in a non-sarcastic fashion.
Maybe it's moved.
However, maybe it's moved. And so yeah, he gives you the momentum, helps you with the toss. And at first you're like, oh shit, he's gone high. I'm probably going to land near the tail. And like you expect to land like this, feet onto a surface. And instead you're like, you body it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you plant against it. As your face is that close, you're looking through the windshield. Like something about your eyes being that close defeats the optical camo.
Yeah.
So you can see through the windshield to the pilot, who is very amused. And then you slide down the nose and your hand finds a firm grip on the landing rails of this guy. You feel this sort of weird pulsating heat. This is some sort of stealth hover bullshit science fiction vehicle. So the good news is there are still 2 momentum in the momentum pool, and you are where you want to be. The bad news is I owe Rich a hard move.
There's 2 people who are unaccounted for, you said.
It's true. Yeah, no. Just trying to think of some kind of other fun set PC thing. Yeah. So the cubicle behind you, Topaz, like gets slammed down and knocked over, nearly toppling you into, the open window and knocking you out of the building. But you dodge out just in time, and there's one of the missing bodies. So, Magpie, tell me about your possible romantic interest on your old Spec Ops team. Like, what were they like physically? What was their body like? What kind of attitude just sort of always reads through that body? You're muted, Alex.
Of course I am. Slightly above average height. They don't look like super like built, but their muscle they are like steel cable muscles. They are seriously trained and in shape. And he blonde, slightly blonde shaved hair, and he kind of almost impossibly agile. Like when fighting, he's doing all the Winter Soldier style, dropping knife with one hand, taking it with the other hand, and
yep, all that different.
Yeah, and yeah.
All right, so that is the fellow that you see once the cubicle wall finishes dropping, and there's still debris from the explosions with the dust billows. And he's there and fixes you with this very businesslike, focused face. And he comes at you with a pair of very familiar looking electrified batons. So that's what you're going to have to deal with in just a minute, Topaz. But Magpie, how's the ride? You've been set, so your next action needs to be a spike.
Oh man,
Okay.
I've got a Wait, Topaz has to spike, or
no? I think I have to spike.
Magpie has to spike.
Okay.
Yep, because you set her up,
Hmm.
and you may spend a team before you spike to add an additional momentum to the momentum pool, and then when you spike, you roll with the momentum pool.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So the momentum pool is 3.
Yeah.
Cool.
And do I don't like choose a move from the basic moves. I spike.
The spiking is its own move.
Yes.
Right on the teamwork rules tab, highlighted.
Just double checking. So
Yep.
rolling +3.
Yep. Come on, dice.
10.
Hey, glorious. All right.
So 12 plus all 3. I will choose all 3 then.
Oh, you got 10 on the dice.
I got 10 on dice.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So yeah, you get all 3. So
I will
describe fictionally what happens, and we'll make the other 2 choices in a minute.
just quickly put in my trust to
well, in fact, who gets the team back? We'll ask that question first, but then I want to know.
Corporal Topaz, because he's already spent 2, I think. He'll get a little boost from I think, can we say that when I got that grip, it was with my feet?
Sure.
Because I want to do the thing where I do a sit-up kind of thing, and just suddenly I'm at the windscreen again. And I want to smash through that windscreen to the pilot, who was so happy with himself.
So, I mean, this is a spike. This is a pretty big momentum of the battle changing thing. You're taking a villain down to 0 determination.
Yeah, I basically want to pull them through the window and just.
All right.
We're not super high up. They can survive.
Yeah, you're not that high up. There's a tree. He lands in the tree. Laceration.
Or he doesn't.
Yeah, or he doesn't. He probably doesn't die. And yeah, you can pull yourself in and take control of the craft. Now, there's at least one combatant in here, but it's going to take him a second to get his bearings.
Yeah, I mean, my aim is just setting it to descend.
Okay, cool.
If it lands with a kind of thud, doesn't matter. Yeah, it's not mine yet.
Cool. All right, not yours yet. Exciting. So while you're trying to bring that landing down, definitely you hear one set of footsteps coming from the back, running forward to engage you in fisticuffs as you do so. But I want to see what Topaz is doing.
All right. So with Topaz, he did the toss, and then the guy who was unaccounted for came out.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'm going I'm going on heads up
Fight the
against
guy.
this guy.
Well,
Yeah.
is it crazy?
Let's do
Yeah,
this.
punch it.
Under his territory?
It's fighting.
It's fight time.
I'm trained for fighting.
You trained for it. You good.
I am. Direct confrontation sound good?
It sounds perfectly legit.
All right. I roll with daring plus confidence. Man,
Yep.
boosting confidence has been like the best choice I've made this whole game session. And I failed. I rolled
Okay.
a 4 plus 2 is a 6.
Oh my gosh.
All right. So, yeah, let's see. He's real fast. He is like half again as fast as you expected. And he's always got one of those batons exactly where you don't want him to have it. And this exchange ends with you taking a jab into your side and then another one coming down, braced against the elbow and electrocuting you like right where your shoulder and your neck meet. Really freaking hurts. I will need you to weather another blow.
Sweet. I will do that thing. And value of trust and confidence is still a 1. So I'll roll plus 1. Come on, fail. I rolled a 10. Jeez, crackers. That's awesome.
All right. You got to make a choice. Must remove yourself from the situation, flee, pass out, etc. Lose control of yourself or your powers in a terrible way, or 2 options from the 79 list.
Ooh. So just because of the timing of where we're at, I think I remove myself from the situation. Maybe I go out the window.
All right, cool. You flee knowing that you will definitely hit the ground a lot softer than those terrible electric batons hit you. And yeah, a smug retort follows you on the way down. I'm not going to make it up, but you get insulted. Because that's definitely how this comic rolls. And then I think the last action for this game should definitely go to Magpie, as who is trying to punch you in the side of the head?
Shen.
Yep, Shen. Shen is real mad. He's just growling at you. Specialist Shen. As he, tries to hit you multiple times. Do you think you could shame our team? Do you think you could fucking leave?
I think I just, the squaring up to him and it's like, you always talk too much. Just simply want to just claim my prize. Take this guy out.
All right. So it sounds like another direct confrontation.
Yeah. I'm currently at -1, so that's a +1 because I always count as positive, and so I've got +3 on this.
All right.
Let's see what it is. 10.
Nice. All right. So yeah, you actually remember you're also trying to pilot the craft, which may crash without you.
Yeah. I resist or avoid their blows and take something from them.
Excellent. So yeah, I think that.
Do I have to? I think I also have to take a. No, I didn't have -2.
Exactly. So you're good there. So yeah, no, you block a couple of his strikes. He still has all of the same bad habits from sparring that you remember. And then you're like, oh, what does this do? And, roll the craft on its side and knock him around inside of the metal body of it. and knock him the heck out.
Yeah.
And now you've definitely got total control of the craft. And you're not sure what happened to Topaz, but you see your ex love interest type. What's his name?
German surname, because it's actually no, I call him by his first name, Dietrich. Dietrich. My granddad's name.
Schneider?
And yeah.
Could be a surname.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. And yeah, as you pilot the craft and come out of your role, and you're like, "Where's Topaz?" And there's Snyder in the open window, and he just does this sort of like gesturing to you with one of his batons. He looks completely unscathed, and he runs out of your line of sight deeper into the building. And with that, we close out our session. Yes. All right.
Tense.
Intense, pressing fight.
Chris, you're just T-posing and like.
That's good. That's good.
Good.
I hit all the things when you asked us, what do you want to see from this session? You hit all the things from.
You certainly did. That was
The hard moves were the hardest, and I got to use all the moves.
Yes, good.
Oh, man.
Now, were there any defender moves we didn't hit?
I did all 3 of the defender moves that I have on my sheet. So
fucking sweet. High fives all around, guys.
we did the teamwork.
We did trick someone, kind of.
Kinda.
Yeah, we rolled the dice.
We rolled the dice for it. It wasn't a
Escape
success.
from peril, assess the situation. We never
Defended.
the mask.
Nope.
No, that was the only one. I think that's the only one.
I think that's the only basic move we didn't use this session.
And I didn't want to say it because we were like already past the move, but when I did wield my powers to defend Blake, I probably could have been doing defend because that's what I was trying to do. When I got shot at the first time. No, I didn't. It didn't even occur to me until afterwards when I was like, oh crap, that is a thing that I could have done.
Yep.
Just kind of after action thought process.
Yeah, for sure. Now that could have also been really good. I liked the way it turned out, and I think it made a lot of sense in the moment. But
yeah, me too.
Yeah.
No complaints
also,
with fictional results.
Yeah. Also, I try to steer people away from using the same move, consecutively.
Yeah.
Dead man face.
Another one of those compulsions of, well, is it samey? Is it boring? Is it good? Should I just fucking do it? So good. I'm glad. I had a lot of fun this session myself.
Wait, who didn't equip a Vigo's jar of salty dips?
Sorry for the background.
I find it amusing.
Every time it's pretty funny. So I've actually got my post-play questions again, except I've got a couple of edits to make. But let's get started. What do we think worked well, Alex? I will start with you.
I really had a much better handle of the competence and trust tracks from my previous playtimes. I felt it. I don't know. Don't know if it's don't know why, but it felt much more intuitive.
Good. I am glad that if there was a hurdle, you've jumped it, and I don't know if that's a presentation in the sheet sort of thing or just a repetition of the rules sort of thing.
I think my last playtest I joined in, I think you might have just done the thing where you split the basic moves into the 2 columns, and
Mm-hmm.
so
Yeah. If whenever I make the PDFs for the basic moves, clearly I've got to columnize that and make
I
it
know
very clear.
I had a slight hang up on the wonderful toys with the bike, but I then okay, I read all the words. Yes, that's yes. That is what it says. It's clearly written. It's just my brain didn't pass the words.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Rich, what do you think worked well?
Well, this was the game where I really saw the power of playing with that confidence factor. It was fascinating to see. Oh yeah, it helps here, it helps here, it helps here, and that's neat because it gives you like, oh, I want to keep going, and I'm like, oh, I want to on +2. Oh, let's get overconfident.
Let's get overconfident.
Which is good. That I could see that temptation. Like there were points where I almost wanted to angle towards something that would end up with pushing my confidence higher, and that was fascinating. I really liked that.
I would also like to add that I really like the economy and being able to play with it, be a bit playful with it, like especially like with my moves I got to, I can actually do something risky. I get a little reward if it goes badly, kind of. And I like gaining those overconfident options. Or
yes.
Even if I have to have it, it's kind of cool. I like those.
Good. I like the way push your limits works in this game right now. Quite a bit, because it really puts people in sticky situations and makes them engage with the tracks in some very interesting ways. And plus, it's so superhero-y, It's so like Spider-Man pinned underneath like a concrete wall and pushing it off of him so that he can get back up and fight for Mary Jane and Aunt Maya in New York City. And
it's the Netflix Daredevil, the corridor fight. I have to get to the kid. I have to
do the thing. I gotta just
I just gotta push through.
Just nose down, let the devil out.
Yeah.
Very cool. So Rich. Go ahead.
I was just going to say the use of our backstories and stuff.
Cool.
Right.
Oh yeah, that's sorry. I was thinking like mechanics wise, but
yeah, no, I was mainly
that
thinking
is
mechanics wise, and I thought there's other things than that. Yes,
this is some next level GMing. This felt so much like the 4th or 5th issue in an ongoing series to me. It was so good.
Good, yeah. Like it can be really tough to make an on media res sort of situation hit, but I think that like you guys, first of all, I think we all have like a good enough rapport that we can sort of pull that off. But I also think that we had like just the right amount of backstory work before the session began to sort of feel out where your characters were with each other.
I will add the fact that I feel, I mean, I don't know if it was on purpose, but it feels like you really made for Rich, really made a complementary character.
Very cool.
To what?
Yeah, well, I mean, I angle for that, but also Jen said, let's play a defender, and that playbook angles towards a certain type, so it was really easy to make a defender that would be complementary to Magpie.
Yeah, no, I think the defender is one of the most focused playbooks for like what it's supposed to do, which is throw down and believe in stuff real hard. So I'm glad to see that working out. So Rich, what do you think didn't work this session and why?
So I don't know if I'd necessarily say didn't work, but one thing that we got to see that I hadn't seen before within the teamwork moves was the oddness of, so you've got the teamwork moves that layer on top of basic moves, and they're successful, but then you have basic moves that are firing underneath it, and I failed on one. And so I don't know if it didn't work, but I was happy to see it because I was always wondering, like, these two, the second layer of it versus the primary, like if those move at different points where you failed at your move but you succeeded at the set, how does that look and does it feel right? And I felt like you made a good judgment call, but I do think that's going to command a GM to think on those levels of like, this is a failure, but this came across. How do you kind of make a call?
Maybe some wording of even success or failure.
Yeah,
it passes on to or something. If it is success or failure.
Go ahead.
So when I was designing the teamwork rules, I'm actually going to grab some water, like super quick, under a minute. I will be right back. But when I was designing the teamwork rules, it's still in the Lycra folder. If you want to take a look at it and have your eyes spin, I made 2 different flowcharts of how teamwork would roughly work. And like, they're a little bit out of date because I've changed the teamwork rules since we last played, which frankly, I'm so happy that I was like, oh, that's right, we should teamwork. We should do and teamwork now. And like, nobody was tripping over what was going on and the changes while we were doing it without me having to preface, now the teamwork rules have changed. So that was great. But anyways, 2 flowcharts. The first flowchart was, how does this process look, the process of using the teamwork rules, if it's not success gated? As in, like, if it just goes. And if you succeed or fail on your move, doesn't matter. It's kind of agnostic to that. And what does it look like if it is success gated? And the success gated teamwork rule flowchart is so much more complex than the other one. It's a nightmare. Like its entire own game that is confusing, uncomfortable, and wasteful.
I think
so. Yeah.
I think it might actually be worth putting a even on a miss.
Oh yeah, no, I think
I think it's going to be a question that gets brought up.
I think that a lot of GMs will probably feel weird about that in the moment, and absolutely, in the teamwork advice or the GMing advice, that needs to specifically be called out. So thank you for the observation. Because if failures kill your momentum, players won't do it. Then it becomes just so much more of a gamble that you'll never see people engage with it. And it will be really hard to keep track of as a GM. Just you'll be like, where's the momentum? Who's doing which step now? Fuck. Just very, very fiddly. But yeah, no, it creates an interesting sensation. And so like balancing that out fictionally is going to require some advice for GMs, because some people won't find it intuitive to be like, I need to make a bad thing happen, but I should probably not make it impossible to pay off the teamwork that's been going on. And I mean, you see stuff like that in superhero comics pretty frequently. Like sometimes teams will be trying to work together and failing and things will just fall apart. And sometimes teams will be working together and some people will be screwing up, and like either that screw up will create an opening that makes the follow through possible, or people pull together and get it done anyway. So that's interesting. But Alex, what do you think didn't work this session?
I realized we did a combining your strengths, and we didn't really with the we did the fastball special, which
is literally combine your strengths.
Yeah. I did find the teamwork rules a little bit. I struggled a bit. I think some of it might be down to the fact that the like starting moves aren't. There's not a in block, in bold section for each one. So I found I struggled to kind of read it a bit. Like
I had a little hard time reading the team rules tab in the keeper.
Yeah, I mean, like when it got to when you spike and after you spike and that stuff, that just kind of jumps out. But the other parts, I kind of just, I don't know, just when trying to, having not really read it that much, and then having to in the moment go, okay, what do I need to know? I struggled a little bit. It didn't come out as clearly.
Yeah, it's a little harder to format in a spreadsheet than it is in a doc, because like in the doc it's pretty readable, but yeah.
I can't think of anything else, because I mean, we were never going to do downtime moves on a one shot in media res start, so it's like that's that was just never going to happen. Something I'm curious, because I mean, just from I'm just interested in the mechanics of it, but I think Topaz got 1 XP.
No, I got 4 XP.
Did you get 4 XP?
Failing.
Yeah.
No, I mean, but from his XP trigger.
Oh yeah, I never hit that. I never said, "Hey."
When you publicly stand up for something,
I didn't mark that. Yeah, I should have. Okay, so I
advanced that.
I advanced.
Magpie was not marking her failures as XP.
I was not. Sorry.
It's a one shot, so I'm not going to be like. And if this were a session for long-term play, I would have definitely tried to give Magpie an opportunity to shun the spotlight or withdraw from cooperating with authority once you like landed the craft or something.
Yeah.
I'd try to wedge in a scene like that.
Have the police kind of go, oh, thank you for capturing it. I just fly off with it. It's mine now.
Yeah. Yeah, you like dump the guy so that he can be arrested, and they're like, oh, well, thank you for apprehending you. Yep. Let's see. Put that in my.
Yeah, it's a very different beast, but it was like how many sessions of Urban Shadows did it take me to kind of get into this, this confident,
We're doing this now.
situation, and like this one was just like bang. We've got backstory, we've got nemesis, we've got we've had
Yep.
little NPC, little fun bit of NPC work, and it's like
Yeah. And part of that was just me being really sleepy and me being like, I don't want to think of something. I don't have any time to string anything along. So yeah, like before we really even started, I knew that there was going to be some kind of military enemy of some kind.
and I guess I handed it to you on a plate.
Yep, and I was just like, cool. I like this kind of service. It's just it's ready. It's ready to go. Rich, how did the game make you feel today?
Oh, it's happy, invigorated. Really enjoyed all of the action flying back and forth. It was really, really fun. It's one of my favorite sessions in quite a while that I've played. Like favorite single session, just to kind of put a finer point on it, for like payoffs, for feeling like, oh yeah, we told a complete story, but I also have that feeling of like, I sure would like more.
I would play this again, just saying. Yeah, cool. And Alex, how did the game make you feel today?
It kind of repeating what kind of talked about earlier, but yeah, it felt like I was in a campaign that was 4 sessions in, and I was fully engaged in, and it was like, yeah. I really enjoyed the session, and I really wasn't like kind of going, oh, I'm going to checklist these moves. I kind of forgot as soon as I said it in the chat. I forgot about that, but I got to hit all my moves, and I really enjoyed them all.
Excellent.
And I really liked that you did the hardest of hard moves. My bike is totaled, and if it wasn't for how the session ended with my new upgrade,
you'd be in a tough spot.
Yeah.
Very cool. So more from you, Alex, specifically. What did you think of the updated teamwork rules? Understanding that the early points, the stages could be better highlighted. Specifically, how do you feel about the change from sending the momentum around until you can spike, and probably always spiking as soon as you can, to building a momentum pool and then rolling with that to make spiking happen?
No, I think I like that because you've got that kind of, do we really want to, how hard do we want to get that win? And it stops it being, it removes that kind of like, if you've got a certain amount of people, one person is always doing a spike, then it resets. Like, it breaks up the rhythm. It allows you to set the rhythm. I mean, I think
it removes the repetition.
Yes. You get to choose rather than the mechanics saying, now it's time. This is what's happening.
Yeah. I like that decision is back in players' hands. And Rich, what do you think?
I was listening to the answer, but I lost the original question just to make sure.
Sure. Let me.
Wait, are you?
make some notes.
It was the
What do you
the
think?
change in the
teamwork,
move.
but like what specific? Okay.
It was from the always having to spike winning, the kind of rhythm of set or serve, set, spike, whatever. But changing it to the building up a pool and then getting to choose when to.
I prefer where it is now. It feels like it's still like, hey, there's a little bit of a choice going on. But I swear, of all this game, the teamwork is the one that I just want to like take a couple hours and just do, because like I feel like that's the head turner part of this game that's most exciting, but also the one where I want to have a bunch of turns at it, so it's natural and it flows good.
Yeah.
But still, it's a reasonable price for a whole lot of beer.
I'm taking some notes, and also me and my friends are going to be heading out to see the new Men in Black movie really soon. So
Oh, fun! I've heard it's terrible, but I still want to see it.
same. I mean, I haven't heard the first part, but nothing's going to stop me from seeing Tessa Thompson running around with aliens and using those guns.
I'm with you on this. This is a thing I want to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very cool. So yeah, yeah, maybe you and I, when we're doing that planning meeting, we just dig in and fuck around with some T-Bird pools for a bit.
Sounds good to me.
See if we can really get you dug in and feeling it.
I'm willing to be a guinea pig for a just 2 hours of teamwork battle or something, if you want to at some point.
Yeah, we'll have to think about that and see when we can schedule it. And awesome, cool. That runs me out of questions.
All right, cool beans. I'll stop the broadcast here, and next time we meet, we'll be playing some more Urban Shadows.
Heck yeah. Woo.